Yeah. All right, I'm already in the stream right now. I'm live, guys. I'm freaking live. Part 2 of KO Sports. All right, hold on. All right, guys, man. Now I got to figure out how I'm going to share. Okay, invite. What's going on, guys? Ghost of Judah Tribe, where you at, my boy? Where you at, my boy? Hold up. I'm going to put the stream in there. Yo, what's up, guys? This is your boy, KO. Kofi Hemming with KO Sports Talk. Today, I just did a podcast with my boy, Jonah Pitney, and we were just talking about, we were just ranting about this whole Bears season, and so, a lot's been happening this offseason with the Bears releasing Kyle Fuller and with the free agent sign of Andy Dalton. And we were just going on topic about that, and especially with the Bears trying to offer the Seahawks 3 first-round picks, a 3rd-round pick, and 2 defensive starters. And apparently, Seattle would not cut it. They wouldn't cut it. So, if you guys are ready, you can join in. Just talk Bears. We can also talk any other sports. The Cubs are also doing pretty well this spring training as well. They're 12-5, but that's a whole nother video for another day. I'm gonna do a prediction video. Don't let that whole record fool you of them having 12-5. I still think they're gonna suck this year, but if they actually do well this season, I'm gonna probably talk a little bit more about them. But that's for another talk for another day. What up, Jonah Pitney?
What is going on? It was a way easier transition when you did it than me. Shit, it took 8 damn minutes.
I just took it, I didn't have too many problems with this one.
Okay, there. Well, part 2 of the podcast, but now we is officially on your platform, the KO Sports.
Now we're on my platform.
Hell yeah, man. It's been a long time coming. This part 2 of Kyle Fuller being released by the Bears.
So what do you think the Bears record is going to be this season? You said at least 7 wins? I say less.
I say at most. I say at most 7 wins.
At most.
It ain't going to be at least. Not with this schedule. Right. Not with this schedule, and not with the team they got together now. With the loss of Kyle Fuller. Yeah, with the loss of Kyle Fuller and the fact that they possibly finna get rid of Akeem Hicks.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be real bad for the Bears. We seen what happened when Akeem Hicks was not there, how bad they got gashed, and then we also seen it when he was there, but the team was burnt out because they played already 16 games throughout the first 10 games.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone fell off. So we know how that's gonna go. But now without your best defensive back, to me he's better than Eddie Jackson. He's your best defensive back overall. Without him, a lot of things fall apart. And then replacing him with Trufant, that's not gonna get it done.
True Font is out
Right,
of his
that's not
prime.
gonna get
He's
done.
out of his prime. True Font. This is not the True Font that was playing with the Atlanta Falcons. This is a washed up has been. True Font.
I didn't think he was that good with the Atlanta Falcons. It was more so of a scheme fit. He fit their scheme
mm-hmm.
perfectly. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they really didn't have him strictly one on one with receivers. They always had a safety over the top to protect him. And
Right,
when he went to the Lions,
like a
yeah,
cover
go
two or
ahead.
something.
Right,
This
either
is
a
like a
cover
cover
two
two.
or yeah, it was a cover two or a cover two man, or at least a cover
Cover two
three
man.
where right or cover three was a safety over the top. It's always was a
Because I
safety over the top. And
right.
go ahead.
Because that's kind of like what Dan Quinn almost runs. He runs like a cover two. That's kind of his scheme.
Right, about to because when he went to Detroit, we saw the real Desmond Trufant. You know, Detroit runs mainly man to man. They
Mm-hmm.
mainly a man to man, and right after that, we saw him get destroyed. He got
Yeah.
destroyed
Yeah.
majority of the
Got
season.
destroyed by Trubisky.
Right. He got destroyed so much to a point that the man had to fake an injury and get out the day and then to stop playing for the rest of the season. He's like,
right. I know he ain't
no,
injured. You
sir.
know he ain't injured. He's like,
Right. He
oh,
was
I got
like,
a bruise, a boo boo. No, that
right.
means you
He was
suck.
like, oh no. Right. He
Dude,
damn
I
he
think
damn near contemplated. He damn near did the Vontae Davis route. I retire at
yeah.
halftime.
He's like, F this team, I'm out of here. He left the
Right.
Bills. I was like, no, I'm out of here.
Right.
Oh, damn.
That's how to go.
Yep.
Straight up get burnt up. He got burnt up all last season. He was like
All the time, the guy got burnt, man. All the freaking
hey,
time, man. And
we
it's so
already
freaking
said it.
depressing, bro. It's so freaking depressing. I after that press conference that happened, when was the press conference? It was in January. After that press conference in January, I made a video and I said that this is something that I expected. I expected Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy to come back after that whole fiasco that happened last season with them going 8-8 with that whole 6-game losing streak and then coming back and rallying back to go to the playoffs. I knew George McCaskey was going to say something like, well, through all of that adversity, through all that 6-game losing streak, Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace was able to rally the team back to come back and make the playoffs. I'm like, you bozo.
Ryan Pace ain't do shit.
He ain't doing nothing, man. This guy hasn't done nothing at all to warrant for him to come back. I mean, have you seen what he has done for the past 5 seasons? Did that not convince you that this guy is not fit for this job? He's not fit.
Well,
He's not fit for this job.
I wouldn't say what he did the past 5 seasons. It's to me, it's mainly this offseason what he did that just got me like, yeah, fuck Ryan Pace. Because we spoke about it before. He did bring in Tariq Cohen, Eddie Jackson. He did bring in a lot of good draft picks. It's just this offseason specifically, that's when he just straight up just lost me completely. I'm like, what are you doing? That man he needs to get slapped. He needs to get slapped.
Yeah, man. You need to put powder on your hands, go up to him and slap him hard at his face.
Straight up.
Like literally.
Straight up. Just go ahead and Mike Epps that man real quick. I need some talcum powder right now just so I can go to that
man. I know, right?
Because
right, exactly.
I don't know, man. It's that type of shit it just cannot be explained. It can't be explained in the most logical sense. Like this is one of the few times, even though I'm not a fan of this channel, Select Daddy TV, this is one of the few times that I agree with what the hell came out of his mouth when he was destroying the Bears organization. Because normally I don't get down with people just ragging on the team. Right, just negative all the time. But this is one of the few times that argument was actually warranted. Like all like I couldn't even find a positive Bear fan right now. You can find no one that's like,
You can't.
oh well Andy Dalton, he could do something for us, when we was in the Ghost of Judah Tribe stream, and this guy was saying, "Oh, Andy Dalton can do something if you give him time." I'm like, that man
The
was
heck?
with
The
one of the
heck?
best. Yes, I'm like, man, he had the one of the best offensive lines in the league, and had one of the best offensive groups overall in the league, and you still couldn't do nothing.
Could not do
Come,
nothing. Come
come
on,
on,
cuz.
man. At his 9 starts, what? How many wins he get? 3,
Yeah, about
maybe
like 2 or 3.
4.
Right.
That should tell you all you need to know about them. About say, yeah, of course, their defense wasn't playing up to snuff, but you still got one of the best offenses, and you struggle to put up 20 points on a consistent basis.
On a consistent basis. This is like almost like a downgrade, like from Mitch Trubisky, in my opinion.
It's a huge
It's like
downgrade.
a huge downgrade.
It's like going back to from Jay Cutler back to Rex Grossman. That's how it is. It's like going in reverse. You went from Jay
No, I'll
Cutler
say
in,
Mike
in
Lennon.
2012.
I'll say Mike Lennon. Because at
Right.
least Jay Cutler could sling the ball. Mike Lennon couldn't do nothing. Or
Matter
even
of fact,
Rex Grossman. If Rex Grossman, even on his best days, he played up to MVP level. Freaking Mike Lennon can't do nothing.
I do a better analysis. It's like going from Trubisky back to Mike Lennon.
Exactly.
That's ba-
Exactly. Exactly.
that's
That's basically it.
it's basically what they did. You left Trubisky
Mm-hmm.
just to go back to a Mike Glennon type of player. Now, I will say he's better than Mike Glennon, but
Mm-hmm.
that's basically what you just got to get. You
Right.
know,
You got like an
slightly.
upgraded.
Yeah, I'm about to say
Go ahead. Go ahead.
it's like if it was a video game.
Mm-hmm.
You just got Mike Glennon with a few badges added to his ass now, so he won't suck so bad.
Right.
Michael.
Michael.
Yeah, it's me, folks.
Oh, is that you, Bullock Jake?
No, it's Butters.
Oh, what up? What up, Michael?
What's
I
going
want to
down
get
with you, bro?
I want to get a saying on this Andy Dalton signing.
Go ahead.
Personally, I didn't like it. I'm gonna be really clear with you. I didn't like it, but I understood it. And why I understood it is because star quarterbacks are hard to trade for in the NFL. You know what I
True.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no way the Texans want to trade Deshaun Watson. And plus, who wants a quarterback that only won 4 games?
I
And
don't
two,
know.
the Seahawks literally said we're not trading Russell Wilson. So I understood why that they couldn't get a star quarterback. Look, I've known Andy Dalton for basically I've watched Dalton for like many years that he's been with Cincinnati. He's been with the Cowboys for like that 1 year. Over the 10 years I've seen Andy Dalton play, he made the playoffs 4 times.
Right.
That's
He
true.
did.
It's true.
So I look at Andy Dalton. I see him as an average quarterback, but the reason why Bears fans don't like it is because they were expecting a Hall of Fame quarterback like Russell Wilson.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but at the
That's
same
fair.
time, I feel like they could have probably got maybe Ryan Fitzpatrick, someone that's still like can win games.
I don't think you. I
He
don't
hasn't
think.
been.
I don't think you want to. I don't think you want to roll on Ryan Fitzpatrick because he's just one of those quarterbacks that they look good and they look like themselves in the couple games, and then the last couple of games they look trash. So I wouldn't take a bet on Ryan Fitzpatrick. Just
What
saying.
about Marcus Mariota then? Because I was like, he probably could have been somebody that the Bears could have got, at least keep a mobile quarterback that can make plays when a passing lanes is not there. Because Andy Dalton not going to be able to do it, not consistently. Of course, he's a lot more mobile than Nick Foles, but he's not going to be able to do a lot of the things that I feel like the Bears going to need him to
And
do.
think about it. Think about what he did this past season, or even in Cincinnati. He had a great playmakers. Even when he threw the ball, he didn't throw the ball well. It was due to the fact that he had great playmakers. I mean, he had freaking AJ Green, he had Ocho Cinco, he had CD Lamb, Michael Gallup. He had all these great receivers that made him look good.
Yeah, and that's basically what I'm saying. We have Allen Robinson who's willing to play under the franchise tag. I'm surprised. We have Darnell Mooney who basically had an outbreak season looking to continue that. I don't know what's happening with Anthony Miller, but I'm going to think that Riley Ridley is going to fill up that spot.
Thank God.
Well, I think it's
Thank
underrated. I think he's underrated, Marley Ridley, in my opinion. People
yeah.
underrate him so much. He's a great route runner. I've seen him play in Georgia. He was a great route runner.
And that's one of his main attributes is to be a great route runner. So hopefully the Bears actually give him some playing time because it's like Nagy just hated that man.
Yeah, he's an
Nagy hates
idiot.
everybody. Yeah, he hates every goddamn body for the most part.
Nagy
If
just
you ain't
wants
his
to.
guy,
Nagy
go
just
ahead, bro.
wants to. Yeah. Nagy just wants to feed David Montgomery, and in order to win games, you have to pass the ball. You can't just build a team around a running back.
Right.
Tell me one team
See,
that has won a Super Bowl with a running back, building around a running back.
I mean,
shit,
Nagy.
the
No,
Bears.
I don't think Nagy never really gave the ball to. He never really gave the ball to David Montgomery like that. He wanted to be a pass first type of coach. He wanted to run his offense around a QB where the QB is throwing the ball so much and and him not giving the ball to his running back.
I mean,
That was
would you trust Nick Foles to throw 50 times a game?
hell no,
Hell,
Because
no.
we already saw, didn't they? They didn't even run the ball against the Rams, where they basically made Nick Foles throw like 50 times, and that game was like that was probably his worst game.
ugh,
Not gonna lie.
that shit
That
still
and
sends chills
Vikings
down my
game.
spine.
Between
Yeah,
that and the
that was
Vikings game, those were two of his worst games.
period. About shit,
Hmm.
you could probably even say it. You could probably even say it with the Titans all the way up until the end of the game when they finally start clicking. I,
Right.
I, I had to tell this guy last year the difference between the NFL 10 years ago and the difference between NFL now. I said in order for your running game to be successful more so now than then, even though Tom Brady, like guys like Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, those type of quarterbacks are dying now. You need most of the time a mobile quarterback in order for your running game to get going. Because without a mobile quarterback or without a quarterback that's at least willing to take off, especially when you don't have the receiving core like a Buccaneers had, like the Chiefs, you're going to
Hmm.
need that in order to be successful. Because without it, teams will constantly put 8 men in the box if they know if your receiving core is not that good, and all you have is a running game to basically proact your passing game. And Bears is still one of those teams that need the running game in order for their passing game to be successful. That's why I say Andy Dalton is not like a good fit for the team. It would have been better if they had a mobile quarterback that can still make plays when those passing lanes is not open, because a lot of times it's not going to be open, especially this season now.
Whoa. All I'm gonna say is this: what was your reaction when Ryan Tannehill got traded to the Titans? Like like when he got actually traded to the Titans, did you think it was a good move or a bad move?
I really
Well,
didn't think too much of it.
to tell you the truth, when Ryan Tannehill got moved to the Titans, I was happy for him. for Ryan Tannehill because I seen his potential. What he doing with the Titans now, I knew he can do that. Period. It was just that the Miami Dolphins was so dysfunctional at that time. They didn't have the players to complement him. So
Yeah,
when
but
he went to the Titans,
he was
go
playing.
ahead.
I mean, he was playing like a Hall of Fame quarterback. When he left Miami, he transformed.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he pretty much transformed. I would say more so he was in a better scheme that was most suited for him. And that's the reason why we got the Ryan Tannehill that should have been in Miami. He should still be the starting quarterback in Miami if they would have just conformed more to his skill base. And it seemed like more and more coaches is starting to
And he was
conform
also
more
a
and
top
more
pick, if
to
I'm
his
not
skill
mistaken.
base.
He was a top pick. He was a top pick in the
Yeah,
draft, if I'm not mistaken. Hmm.
right,
Same as Trubisky. Hmm.
right. So that's why I'm saying like that. Like if more coaches conform to their player skill set, it's going to be more wins for the players. Every coach that don't conform to their player skill set, they have an 8-8,
They're gonna
7-9,
fail.
6 season. Right, they look bad.
And
The
that's the
Bears
thing
is
with
one of
Matt
them.
Nagy. Matt Nagy did not want to conform to Mitch Trubisky's skill set. Mitch Trubisky's more of a rollout, bootleg type of quarterback. And you saw that during late in the game that Bill Lazor, he was trying to tailor that game to Mitch Trubisky. But as soon as we faced Green Bay and as soon as we faced the Saints, you saw that that game plan or that game plan was starting to shift to more of, oh, let's let Mr. Trubisky air it out. Let's do those short passes. Like he wasn't doing like a lot of those rollouts. He was doing like all those throwing the ball. He wasn't doing it to help Mr. Trubisky succeed.
Yeah, he basically was trying to. He basically did his best to sabotage him to get him out of Chicago because he was having too much success. I'm pretty sure we all
Mm-hmm.
seen the success he was having with Bill Lazor, and then
Mm-hmm.
Matt Nagy slowly but surely took that rug right underneath from both of them. Was like, "Gotcha, bitch," and that's what happened.
Exactly.
That's basically what it
And you're
was. He
left
was
with a
like, it
pile
was
of
a
you're
gotcha.
left with a pile of a hot mess.
Yeah, it's basically what the hell's been happening. This one, I'm like, man,
Look, if
it's ridiculous.
we should have saw this coming. The dude benched Trubisky, even though he was 2-0.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I mean, I'm
We
not surprised.
yeah. It's I should have saw it coming. I just thinking logical is difficult because when you think logical, other people don't think logical. And bringing Trubisky back, if you couldn't get a Deshaun Watson or Russell Wilson or any of those players, would have been the most logical thing to do. Not bring in Andy Dalton.
Andy
That's
Dalton's
all
like,
I'm saying.
look. At the end of the day, I've known Dalton for like, well, I basically have said this, but I've known Andy Dalton basically whenever he went to the playoffs. He religiously always had a skilled player to bail him out. So I don't see why not Robinson and Darnell Mooney or Cole Kmet can help him out with that.
Yeah, and yeah, true. And plus, Tariq Cohen come back fully healthy
Tariq
next
Cohen,
season,
yeah.
hopefully. I don't know. We probably you probably right that we probably just looking at it too deep because we really did want Russell Wilson or Trubisky back. So with him coming, we like no, what the hell? But it could be one of those seasons that turn out to be a diamond in the rough season where things probably start off bad, like we thought it would be, and that's only
Mm-hmm.
because they probably not gonna have a real adequate off season and training camp and all that. And probably by mid season going all the way through, the Bears should start taking everybody else to school. And that's what could wind up happening. It could be like a recreation of Cincinnati years ago. Just the Bears got a better defense, so it could turn out to be better for them. So I
Uh,
do get you though, Mike.
yeah, a lot of people were clowning the Titans when they traded for Ryan Tannehill. I saw like a lot of memes on Instagram where they say, "Oh, two mediocre quarterbacks."
Oh, Mariota and Tannehill.
Right.
Not only did Ryan Tannehill transform, he also made a deep playoff run. He not only beat Tom Brady, he beat the reigning MVP Lamar Jackson.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And
But
if the Titans offense
the only
showed up,
the only question is, will he have that same type of season that Ryan Tannehill had? With the scheme that Nagy's gonna run. That's the question.
Well, most of Ryan
mm,
Tannehill's success is because of Derrick Henry. I'm just saying if they just focus on feeding Montgomery and like
Hmm.
only making Andy Dalton throw when like need to, then
Hmm.
I think Andy Dalton could succeed.
And it's funny you kind of say that because I was watching Draft Dr. Phil, and Draft Dr. Phil was saying that your entire offense is number 32, David Montgomery. All you got to do is give the ball to David Montgomery, and that will open up the offense. And he was
that's
right.
exactly what it
That's
is.
exactly what our offense is. That's exactly what our philosophy has been with the Chicago Bears. Great defense and a good running game. All you got to do is have a good running game and give the ball to David Montgomery, and then you'll be okay.
Yeah, but running the ball can only work for so much until opponents know what you're doing.
Right. That's so that's when play action come off. That's when
Mm-hmm.
yeah, of course that's when play
Bootleg.
action happens. That's when you got to start hitting the receivers at least 10, 15 yards down the field to try to keep a defense honest. Because if not, if you strictly just running David Montgomery all the time, maybe the first 5, 6 games that it could possibly work out. But the next
Mm-hmm.
10, 11 is going to be rough.
Oh
Yes.
David
yeah.
Montgomery
Like week
late in the
8, week 9.
season doing
That's
what
what
he's
it's.
doing.
Mm-hmm.
Right. They get shut down. But I say this like last year. We seen what happened when they threw the ball all the time. David Montgomery wasn't effective. When they finally started running the football, that's when David Montgomery started getting more recognition. And then also that helped Trubisky and the Bears be able to throw the ball down the field because now David Montgomery ripped off a 50-yard gain, a 60-yard gain. Instantly, that's going to put all defensive players on alert to go to him, and that's what to make it easier for Darnell Mooney to be streaming down the field, Cole Kmet to be streaming down the field, running his seam routes, Allen Robinson breaking open in the middle of the field, running his slant routes because that's what he mainly runs, slants and curls. He's not
And
really
talk
a
about
deep
Darnell
ball type
Mooney,
of guy.
bro. Talk about Darnell Mooney. That guy is a speedster. Did you see that game with the Rams where he freaking burnt freaking Jalen Ramsey? Like he burnt him in stride?
Man, he burnt. Man, I'll put it like this: if
I saw that play. He
if
burnt him.
if Nick Foles had more accuracy throwing the ball down the
Mhm.
field, shit, Darnell Mooney could have had 3 touchdowns that game because he
Oh, yeah, of
destroyed
course.
Ramsey multiple times,
He freaking destroyed
multiple
an
times.
all pro corner multiple times. And people keep sleeping on Darnell Mooney like he's not talked about as much. But this guy is he's a freaking monster. This guy can run. And he has a great work
Now,
ethic. I've seen his Twitter. The guy's freaking has a freaking JUCO machine, and the JUCO machine keeps throwing balls to him. He keeps working on his catch, like he keeps working on trying to catch the ball, like almost every time.
that's good because he only had one drop last season.
Yeah, only one drop, and he was pissed off about it. He went straight back to the lab working on his catches.
Okay,
Yeah.
should I address the elephant in the room in the wide receiver core? Anthony Miller. I just want to get your two opinions on it, and then I'm gonna speak my opinion on Anthony Miller.
Okay,
You want
you
to go
go ahead
first,
and lead off.
Kofi?
Matter of fact, okay, then.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. Well, Anthony Miller, it's one or two things, one or two ways that can go with Anthony Miller. His rookie year was spectacular. 2019 was shit all the way until maybe the last 5 or 6 games of the season. last year, it was almost a repeat. The first 2-3 games, Anthony Miller was the key to the Bears winning those games. He was hitting, catching the ball down the field. He already had 2 game-winning touchdowns. Then after
Mhm.
that, it's like he's just way too inconsistent. It's like his hands. It's not even his hands. It's more so his concentration. And to me, if the Bears do decide to keep him, even with the limited role he's probably gonna have this season, if he does not improve, I say release him.
I
That's
totally
what I
agree.
say.
I totally agree because I mean, if you looked at past this past season, there were games where he led the team to wins. Like he was very clutch and like towards the end, like in certain games. But for most of the entire season, like he couldn't catch balls to save his life. Or if he actually caught a ball, he couldn't like just dive in. Like he didn't want to get his hands dirty. You would see it in games where, especially that Saints game, towards the end of the game, like that OT game, he could have just dove in and got a first down, which could have allowed us to get a field goal or get us in position to win the game. Or that one game against the Vikings where he could have had multiple chances to catch the ball and he didn't catch the ball. It's like his concentration and his mental game is not even there. Like to the point where he allows his emotions, like against that Saints, he allowed his emotions when they told him that freaking Chauncey Gardner Johnson is a freaking instigator, and he allowed that to get into his head. And I don't know
Yeah.
about this guy. I mean, I think
Well,
they should just release him. In
well,
my
to be
opinion.
fair, the ejection was kind of bullshit.
It was. I'll admit that.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
But they were like Matt Nagy basically, from what I heard, he basically told he had the entire Chicago Bears players in a meeting talking about CG Gardner Johnson.
Right.
Yeah, he
I
did.
mean, you know CG Gardner. I mean, you know he's gonna talk some shit. Right? You remember when Javon Wims punched him?
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah, decked
I'm,
his
I'm
ass.
like I was mad at him.
Uh,
Were you mad at
I,
CJ or were you mad at Javon?
No, I'm actually mad at
Javon.
Javon. Like,
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah,
That was
I
a
was
game
kind
the
of pissed
Bears should
off.
have won. That was a game that the Bears should have could have stole from them easily.
Yeah, we should have
They could
won
have
that
stole that
game.
victory.
We should have won
Man,
that
that
game.
I put it. Michael, do you believe that if Trubisky don't get benched that season, the Bears beat the Vikings the first time around? They beat the Titans and they beat the
The
Saints early in the
Saints.
season.
whoa, I don't know about this. I don't know about the Saints. Our defense was playing bad.
They see at that time they wasn't all the way burnt out yet. They got burnt out. I say probably after the Vikings game. They were you seen right then and there
Like
they was burnt out.
I think the first half of the game we were playing. I mean, like we were a bend but not bend but don't break. Like they were running the ball of us. They're getting yards. Like the first half, like we were doing pretty well. Like we were keeping them from scoring the first half. But when the second half started hitting, like they started scoring a little bit, and then towards the end of the game, you know, this defense started waking up. They started clamping down, but our offense just couldn't pick it up. Like we started moving the ball a little bit, but our receivers wasn't catching the ball. Like I said with Anthony Miller, if Anthony Miller would have caught that ball towards the end of the game and could have like fought for those yards, yeah, I could have seen us winning that game. But the fact that Anthony Miller he can't get his head on straight is the fact that I feel like we can't keep him. Like we can't keep him.
I I put it like this: if and this is something that everyone can agree with. If Anthony Miller do not get the ball early, he automatically takes himself out of the game. I've seen it
Mm-hmm.
multiple times, even his rookie season. If he does not get the ball early, he is not in tune with the game at all until he gets the ball. And I've seen that happen multiple times where if he not getting the ball, he don't make an effort blocking downfield. His route running gets subpar as hell, and because of that, that leads to him dropping the ball. If you
Mm-hmm.
get him the ball in the first quarter, Anthony Miller gonna ball out. But if you don't give him the ball early in the first quarter, like at least throw him one pass and he catch it,
Mm-hmm.
he don't give a shit. It's like he don't give a shit for the rest of the season, well, rest of the game. And that's what I be
Mm-hmm.
seeing from him. And that's what makes me go like, hopefully he can improve because I'm pretty sure his role gonna be reduced tremendously. He's gonna damn near be almost like what Riley really was, but Matt Nagy loves the guy, so he's not gonna take him out of the game plan completely.
No, he's
But
not.
basically, this is his final season to try to say that he belongs in the NFL, especially belongs with the Bears when it comes down to it. Because if he don't do those things I just mentioned, focus on his mental stability and
Mm-hmm.
knows that he's not always going to get the ball. If he focuses on those small little critiques, then he can be a very good complementary third receiver to Darnell Mooney, and hopefully, if Allen Robinson stays, he could be the third guy in between those
Well,
guys to make
to be
things happen.
fair, Robinson did sign the franchise tag.
What's up, Kasim Baker? What's going on, buddy?
Yeah, but it's not a chance that Allen Robinson will play just because he signed to the franchise tag, and even if he do play, is he going to play as hard as he did last year? That's the thing. We don't know how hard he's going to play this year like he did last year because he's on a 1 year deal. We seen what happened to a lot of guys that wind up having a 1 year deal and got hurt and never came back. Like do you guys remember Henry Melton?
Henry Melton? Not too much.
Okay, he was a defensive tackle. He was number 67. He was a Pro Bowler
Mm-hmm.
in 2012 with the Bears. Got like 7.5 sacks that year. He was a first time Pro Bowler. The Bears
Mm-hmm.
offered him a multi-year deal. He said, "No, franchise tag me. I don't want that deal. I'm gonna prove to you that I'm worth more money than that." Right after that, the Bears played the Steelers. This is when the Bears started off 4-0 before they wound up going 8-8 with Mark Trestman. This is
Mm-hmm.
like they fourth straight win. This is against the Steelers. He get bent over awkwardly. He tears his ACL, and after that, you don't even know who the hell Henry Melton is.
Never heard from him ever again.
Right. This is what I'm
I
saying.
mean,
That's the same thing that can happen to Allen Robinson. So we don't know if he's gonna
yeah,
even
because he
play
has
as
a history.
hard this season. Right.
Because
He
he has a
already he
history of,
already
of tearing his ACL.
I mean, he only had like one season where he tore his ACL, and that was only one
right.
season.
Right. That was in 2014. I think no, not even that. I think
Oh, it's
2017.
like
Something like
2017
that.
when they were doing well.
Right.
2017, yeah.
Right after his 1,400 yard, I think 1,200, 1,400 yard receiving season or something like that he had.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, so it's like I'm not saying that Allen Robinson is injury prone because he's not. He only had I think one actual injury that kept him out for 2 games, and that was his first year in 2018. And then ever
Mm-hmm.
since then, he's been playing a perfect 16 games. I just
Oh,
don't know
Ghost
if
of
he's gonna
Judah
play.
Tribe. What up,
Oh, he
Ghost?
in here too.
What's
What
up,
up,
y'all?
Ghost? What's going on, my
What's
brother?
going
What,
on, bro?
what's up? Bear down, Chicago Bears, man. I ain't gonna be here
Bear
long,
down,
man.
boy.
Bear down, man. So what's the conversation about, big dog? What's the conversation about today?
We were talking about Allen Robinson just a second ago and his franchise tag.
Yeah. His black ass finally realized that receivers aren't getting the money that they want, didn't he? He finally realized that. He's like, oh shit, I better sign this damn franchise tag because these receivers ain't getting no money right now because the
Yep.
damn the cap went down. The cap went down. So his agent was like, yeah, you better sign that damn franchise tag, and that's
Oh, hell
exactly what
yeah.
happened. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, he came to his damn senses, and he better be ready to ball. Him, Darnell Mooney, and whoever else we get, man.
And the fact that freaking Kenny Galladay, that they wanted Kenny Galladay. He's like, what? They're trying to get Kenny Galladay? I'm going to sign that franchise tag.
Man, that would have been beast, man. That would have been beast. But Darnell Mooney is coming on. He might be a good slot, but we do need another receiver, though, man, because I think what's the game? Miller is out of here. Wims is out of here. You know, we should get rid of them too, but we do need one more receiver, though, man.
Well, we just talked about Anthony Miller. We literally just talked about Anthony Miller and how his lack of concentration is what led to him not doing that, being a mental head case basically, and not focusing on the task at hand and focuses on some shit that happened 7-8 weeks ago. Get over it, man. It's over with. If anything, he should have did something then. If you was that mad, you should have did something in that game instead of letting Javon Williams punch the man out and cause a ruckus.
I don't know what happened between Miller and Javon Wims. All I saw was like Miller pushing Javon Wims or something like that.
No. Hell, they both wanted to kick that New Orleans Saints cornerback ass.
He was an instigator.
He was the instigator.
He was instigating because what's his name? He put his hand in Anthony Miller's helmet, like he did like this, did like this in his helmet, and then Javon Wims, he saw what happened, and then he also pulled out. If you look at some of the video, he pulled out his mouthpiece.
Yes, he did.
Pulled out his mouthpiece.
Yes, he did.
We all play football. We all play football, high school, college, whatever. We know that talking shit and people touching you and doing stuff they're not supposed to do is a part of the game. Anthony Miller can't act like he ain't never been through this before. You know what I mean, man? It's players that have snatched out my mouthpiece. If my helmet fell off, they and kick my helmet, all type of mess. It happens with the game. All you have to do is just say fuck it and move on to the next play.
And he wanted to represent that Memphis grind, man. Memphis don't play that shit. This Memphis, nigga. This Memphis grind. We don't play that shit. What?
Play that.
It's that Memphis grind. I'm from Memphis, nigga. What? You don't put your damn. Yeah. That's what that was. And then
that's what that was. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what that was. He was trying to represent, man. So it is what it is, bro. It is.
Brought the hood out. He brought that hood out.
Everybody in the NFL from the hoods. That's why I'm like, man, that type of situation, unless you was going to do something right, like as soon as he snatched the mouthpiece out, he should have bust off from then. He didn't, so he should have let it go. And he should have told all
I would have done? You know what I would have done? I would have told him, hey, bro, let's meet outside of Soldier Field and then we can box it out. But first, I would have just pushed him around the field, probably caught the ball, or something like that, just to mess around with him and show him like, dude, I'm a better player than you. Like, get the hell out of my face.
All right.
That's basically what he should have did.
Yeah.
So Jonah, what else do we need, man? What else do we need, man? Going into this right now, between now and the draft, what else do we need, bro? What do we need?
You finna have me do GM mode like I'm playing the game. Okay.
NFL GM mode.
What do we need, bro? I mean,
how about a quarterback? I want first say your thoughts on the Andy Dalton sign, and then I was gonna let you decide if you want to say if we need to draft a quarterback in the draft or not.
We will draft a quarterback. There's no question because Andy Dalton is the long-term answer. So you got to get somebody. They're actually still looking at Wilson. They're still looking at that situation, but we got to get a quarterback. We got to get one in a draft. Because from what I was told, from what Andy Dalton was told, he said, "Okay, you're our starter." That's what Ryan Pace told him. He's like, "Andy Dalton, you are our starting quarterback." So,
which he is.
He is. He's going to be our starting quarterback, man.
They're trying to trade Nick Foles to the Eagles,
right? And I think the Eagles, and hell, he got a damn statue out in the front of the stadium. They gonna take him back, man. They gonna take him back. So at least we get something out of Nick Foles. Huh?
They didn't want to get rid of him. It was just he cost too much money after the Super Bowl. That was it.
Yeah. Yep. That's what it was, bro. That's what it was. What's up, Kasim Baker? How you doing, man? Appreciate it.
You're always welcome to come, Kasim, bro. If you're ever you want to talk Bears, bro, you can always come in, Kasim.
For real, Kasim, you always support you always supporting us, Kasim.
Supporting Bears Nation, bro.
Yeah, come on in, Kasim.
You want to show love, bro. You want to show you some love, bro. Come in the video.
Yeah.
Right. That's why I'm like, we allow anybody in, even haters. Bring your ass on in.
Yeah, yeah, like freaking Dermobi, who's trying to talk crap about me on freaking the DVE.
Man,
I made an video on that fool.
There is no DVE. Them dudes are bums, man. They ain't no DVE, man. Them dudes are bums. All of them bums, man. All of them bum as hell, man. Ain't no
they
DVE.
seem pretty cool. Except for freaking Craig Jogman. Craig Jogman.
That's probably one of the Joe Novato. No, nah, they all bums, man. They all bums.
Yeah, I mean, Manby seems kind of
hell. None of them people is. I don't know. None of them motherfuckers y'all mentioned. I'm like, who? What the hell is DVU, DVE, whatever?
Detroit versus everybody.
Yeah, Detroit versus everybody.
It's
okay.
Detroit,
I'm about to say
it's Detroit versus themselves.
Sound like a slow institute. Sound like a damn slow institute.
Them dudes trash, man. Trust me, they trash. They are straight up trash, bro. They trash.
But initially, man, I was just talking about like how this Bears management has done a poor job in trying to manage this team.
They've always done a poor job. This ain't a surprise.
That's not true, man. Pace built this defense. See, people don't want to give him. See, I'll give him credit where credit is due. Pace built this entire. Remember when we had I think Jonas said it when we had Tressman. Man, we was in shambles, man. We was in absolute shambles. And Pace built this defense, man. He built the defense, and he did. I gotta give him credit. He built it, and look, even though Kyle Fuller is gone, with our new defensive coordinator, Desai, who studied under Vic Fangio, Samuels is going to be. He's a way more aggressive cornerback than Kyle Fuller. Kyle Fuller missed a lot.
You mean True Font?
True Font. Way more physical. Way more physical. Is going to fit this defense to a T. He's way more. And Kyle Fuller, he got the habit of missing key interceptions, man. He only had one interception last year. One. He had one interception last year. One. And was going to count 20 mil against the cap. And think about it. He had 20 mil against the cap, and he's going to be making more than Robinson. Robinson, look at all the production that Robinson had, and he's only making 18 mil, and Kyle Fuller is going to be making 20 mil. So he had to go.
Yeah, but the Bears is the ones who signed him. The Bears is the one who signed him to that goofy contract in the first place. You shouldn't have signed him to that if you was going to cut him.
Well, where they messed up was signing.
Green Bay was going to sign him.
They signed Quinn to that Quinn contract. Right. So it messed it up, man.
Look, I'm going to be completely honest, and I actually defended Quinn. He was, to be fair with you, with Quinn, he was put in coverage because Chuck Pagano. Look, if you guys don't know, Chuck Pagano is like, he ruined what our defense could have became because he has so much talent on the defense. He just couldn't take advantage of it, and a lot of people blame Robert Quinn, and everyone's going to debate. Oh, look at Leonard Floyd. He had like a great breakout season. Like, so you swap Leonard Floyd out, and he's on the Bears again, and you put Robert Quinn on the Rams. Do the numbers still look the same?
Look, Robert Quinn, you're right.
It don't because Leonard Floyd would be in coverage more. But the thing is, Leonard Floyd is a way better run stopper than Robert Quinn. That's what made Leonard Floyd special. That's what made him real special in my eyes because he can stop the run since his rookie season. he been able to
Yep.
do that. His pass
That's
rush
why he
might
was a
not
high
always
pick.
been up
That's
to
why he was
par.
a high pick. Mhm.
As
Right,
slender
because he
as slender as he was, that dude can stop that run, man. As
Yeah, he
slender
can.
as he can stop that run, man. That's one thing that he could do
yeah,
was stop that run.
And that's why we were the number one team when it came to run stopping in 2018 because of Leonard Floyd's run stopping ability. One of
Look,
the reasons. One of
now
the reasons.
the
now
defense.
I will say this though. My fault, Judah. I will say this it's
No,
only
no, go
because I'm
ahead.
gonna fuck around and forget. But the thing I will say though, with Quinn, I do defend him to a certain extent because he did play injured last year and he was in coverage a lot more than pass rushing. And half the time he wasn't even on the field.
Yeah,
Mango was on the field.
yeah,
So to me,
yeah,
I always say it. Your scheme and your coaching is what's going to define you. If the coach do not call the right plays at the right time, your defense will look average no matter if your whole damn team is nothing but 99 overall team. Everybody good. If your coaches can't call the right plays, it's gonna put you in a messed up situation. And I
yeah.
believe that Robert Quinn was just in a fucked up situation last year with
You know
having
what? I
defensive
agree.
coordinator.
I agree. I agree. I look. I like the way our defensive line is shaping up right now because Goldman's coming back. Goldman's coming back at the
Right.
nose. Hicks ain't going anywhere. They thought Hicks was gonna be traded. He ain't going anywhere. And then we have the new guy,
Angelo Blackson.
Blackson. He's a run star.
Motherfuckers!
Nobody gonna run against us, man. Nobody gonna run against us. And
You
then you got Blackson right
stupid
there.
And we got
And
a
then-
defensive coordinator that's not afraid to blitz at the right moments.
That's what I was just
Thank
talking
you.
about.
I mean,
That's
I
what
know
I
you
was
guys
just
don't
talking
pay
about.
attention to the defense because most of our success comes from the defense. Chuck Pagano never utilized the success of the defense.
Yeah.
Whatsoever. He didn't do much at all. Like I don't even know how the hell Roquan Smith got that many sacks. like
More than
like,
freaking
like,
Khalil Mack.
Hey, Mingo ain't
don't
gonna
know.
be here. Mingo ain't gonna be here next year. That guy from Denver gonna take his place. I think Mingo, the guy from Denver they just brought in, he's an edge or is he outside linebacker?
He's outside linebacker.
Yeah, he's gonna
He's
take
outside.
Mingo.
He's outside,
Yeah, he's taking Mingo. So it's gonna be him and Mac lining up. It's gonna be him and Mac lining up. So I like that. I like what Desai's doing with the defense already, man. I like what Desai's doing already. I like what he's doing. A lot of people like, oh, boo-hoo, Kyle Fuller gone, boo-hoo. But they're not looking at the whole picture.
And you know what was also a great signing? Bringing back Mario Edwards too to a 3-year deal.
How could I forget that?
Mario
That guy was a
Mario
beast.
Edwards,
He was a beast.
bro. Freaking Mario Edwards. That was a good signing. That was a good signing.
That's what I'm saying. That defensive line is gonna be solidified once again, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. That defensive line gonna be solidified. I love it. And it's gonna stop the run.
Oh, go ahead. Now the main reason why I was crying over Cal Fuller is because that man gonna get burnt. He gonna get burnt just like he did with the Lions.
The side will protect him, man.
I was gonna say unless they run a lot of cover 3, cover 2 man type of looks because he is not good at man-to-man defense. He was better suited as a zone coverage guy.
I agree. So I guess Jalen Johnson's gonna be our 1 and Trufant gonna be our 2.
They're probably going to make Trufant the 1 because Trufant has
1?
more experience.
Okay, you think Trufant gonna be our 1?
Yeah, just saying because Trufant has more experience.
And I think Kendall Vildor might win that nickel spot over the guy. Yeah, I mean, I looked at that Saints game. Man, they played good. They played lights out. Those our nickel corners.
Our secondary, was playing the lights out.
Lights out. Lights out,
Mhm.
man. And Vildor and Shelley showed me something, man. The last 2 or 3 games when Fuller was hurt a little bit and And
when they were playing against the
also was-
Vikings and the Jaguars, they played really great in those games.
yeah. So they
especially
showed
that tackle, Vildor made against Kirk Cousins. That was a great tackle.
Yep. So they showed me a lot that game, man. Shoot, I think in the play against the Saints, one of them got a pick, didn't they? Or they caused a fumble or something. Didn't one of them get a pick?
It was like a fumble.
It was almost a pick.
Okay,
it was almost a pick.
Yeah, that was Vildor. I think
Vildor. I've been watching Vildor train this. I saw him train this last offseason and this offseason. That dude's training his ass off. So shoot, he might surprise. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's gonna turn out.
I'm definitely going to be streaming for the draft. Hopefully, on August 20 or April 29th is the draft.
Yeah.
So
I won't also since the new person joined, I'm gonna ask him a question about Andy Dalton. So I know your answer is gonna be most likely that you were upset about it. What was your reaction when the Bears signed Andy Dalton? What are your opinions on it? What positives can you find about it? Or you can just give me your opinion.
Well, first of all, I'm glad that Ryan Pace didn't get us fleeced and didn't get us raped, because what we was trying to offer for Russell Wilson, what was it, 3 number ones, a number 2 of our premier players. So I'm glad we didn't get fleeced like that, man. I'm glad we didn't get fleeced like that. Now Pace, everybody mad at Pace. Pace offered all of that stuff, and it still didn't happen. So it wasn't like Pace wasn't trying. It wasn't like he wasn't trying. So he looked around the league and he's like, man, okay, so I got to get somebody here.
What's the next best option?
Andy Dalton was because look at Deshaun Watson. Look at Deshaun Watson don't want to come here anyway. Okay, and then some people talking about what's his name, Donald from the Jets. They wanted to get that guy.
Sam Darnold. Darnold.
That would have.
Come on.
I think I'd have been more pissed.
Yeah. So Ryan Pace.
I know you would have been smoking a blunt.
Right now.
Yeah, I think Ryan Pace made a business decision, man. He had to make that decision. Now Nick Foles is gone, because that's going to be weird in the quarterback room with Nick Foles and Andy Dalton. So he's going to have Andy Dalton and maybe a little draft pick. But they're still actually looking at the Wilson situation. So everybody's like, "Oh, Pace, you suck." Hell, his hands are tied, man. He tried. He offered a hell of a lot of stuff for Wilson. And thank God we didn't get Watson. Who knows what's going to happen to Watson now? All this crap going on with him.
I think Michael talked about it. I think you talked about it, Michael, in your video, that Wilson would have been a better option than what's his name? Than Deshaun Watson.
Than Watson, yeah.
Absolutely.
The only reason why I say that Russell Wilson would be a better fit than Deshaun Watson. Look, I don't care about Watson's numbers. Is he winning games? No. He won 4 games. I can name any team that has a horrible wide receiver core, and they won more games than Deshaun Watson.
The only reason why I like Watson because he's younger. He's actually younger, and he does have a higher ceiling. So, but he don't want to come to Chicago. He still got a chip on his shoulder because we didn't draft him. So he still got that chip on his shoulder because we didn't draft him. So screw Deshaun Watson, man. Forget him.
He wasn't drafted because all the experts said
people are putting him on a Michael Jordan pedestal.
What's that, Michael?
He won 4 games, and people are putting him on a Michael Jordan pedestal.
Mitch Trubisky, I think Mitch Trubisky done beat his ass twice. If I'm not mistaken, I think Mitch Trubisky beat Watson twice head to head.
Also, what would the media reacting if Mitchell Trubisky won 4 games, but had monster number stats? Would they talk about it doesn't matter because he's not winning, or would they talk about his numbers?
Mr. Trubisky,
no, they'll talk about him not winning.
Not winning. They're dog out.
They'll dog the hell out of him.
Yeah, but Watson wins 4 games, but his numbers count. This is the same media that made fun of Jameis Winston. You know what? You're right. Jameis Winston did throw like 2 interceptions, but he won more games than Deshaun Watson.
Watson's a better quarterback.
So he won 7 games last year with a bad team.
Right.
Well, 2 years ago, I would say, when he was still with the Bucks. They were still 7-9 before Tom Brady. And the only person that was really missing from the Texans this season was Hopkins and they left tackle, which they still replaced him with another left tackle that was at the same caliber. That's the only player that was really missing. And you telling me that one player made that much of a difference from you winning 11 games to 4? That means to me you not as good of a quarterback as everyone would make you let out to be, basically. He's
let's
still
not forget that.
better than most, but it's not.
Let's not forget that the weapons he had freaking Randall Cobb, who was pretty solid. He was a freaking Bears killer. He had Brandon Cooks and he had Will Fuller. Those guys are pretty solid receivers.
Yes,
those guys are pretty solid receivers.
Yeah,
he really still couldn't win them games like that. I mean, I know they had a bad defense.
Cam Newton won 7 games with bullshit weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Worse weapons.
Which I was surprised they won 7 games. They won 7 games with no receiving core. Nobody.
And their defense was completely wiped out because of COVID.
Who you talking about? The Texans?
No,
Patriots.
Patriots.
Oh, Patriots. Yeah,
their defense was completely wiped out. No weapons.
They looking good in free agency, aren't they? God damn.
Oh hell yeah! They got John Smith. They got Jonnu Smith. They got freaking Mohamed Sanu. They got Mohamed Sanu, and
God damn.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
They
finna be back in the Super Bowl next year just to play Tom Brady,
bro.
And then whoop Tom Brady in the Super Bowl.
Dude, I made a Twitter handle about that. Like I made a Twitter meme saying that this is Bill Belichick after Tom Brady winning. And it was like a freaking crying face of somebody, a mask of somebody holding a crying face. Freaking Bill Belichick was pissed. He's like, okay, you want to win a Super Bowl? Okay, I'm going to get Jonnu Smith. I'm going to get Mohamed Sanu. I'm going to get this. I'm going to get that.
That's the Patriots way, man. That's what they do. That's what the Patriots do, man. That's the Patriots way. That's what they do. So, yeah. Well, man, I'm gonna be here for about 2 more minutes, KO and Jonah, and then I gotta skedaddle, man. I gotta skedaddle.
All right, bro. All right.
And who is Michael? Who is Michael?
Oh, I mean, Michael, he makes YouTube videos. They call him Darth Vader Butter, but sometimes he's on Fitz Vegas channel. Like he be on Fitz Vegas channel, yeah.
Is he a Bears fan or Giants fan?
He's a Giants fan.
No, I'm a Bears fan.
Oh, Bears. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
because
Bears fan?
If I was a Giants fan, most of my content would be like Giants. I don't have like one video on the Giants.
So you're a Bears fan?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, he's a Bears fan, yeah.
All right.
Because
I'm going. I got to subscribe
all
to
the info he knew.
Most of the videos I do are like Packers hate videos.
Yeah.
Is that right? Okay, I like you.
I basically have this one dude. His name was like Adam James. I made a couple videos on him. He's like the most sensitive Packers fan I've ever met in a long time. I dealt with a fanboy. I dealt with a fanboy Packers fan. I dealt with a little kid Packers fan. But he is the most sensitive Packers fan there is.
Man, we gotta beat them bastards, man. I'm tired of losing to them, man.
I'm tired of Sharon Rodgers, man.
I'm tired of losing to them, man. I'm sick of them. I'm sick of them.
I hate Sharon Rodgers, but he's so damn good. That's the problem.
He still falls apart in the playoffs. He still falls apart in the playoffs. So every year he might beat us, but he loses on a bigger scale every year, so that's even more funnier than us.
He's a freaking bye week in the championship game. He's a freaking bye week. He's a bye week.
Man.
All I will say is like, all I'll say is this. I mean, look, everybody. If you bring up an NFC Championship game from the Packers, all they will say is, "Oh, you wish you were in those NFC Championship games."
Yeah, they beat our ass two NFC Championship games, right? Didn't they beat our ass
No,
two
one.
NFC?
Well,
Well, to
only
be
one.
fair,
Only one.
Only one. Only one.
Only one?
Yeah.
And
Jay Cutler wasn't even
Cutler had a
playing.
grade 3. Right, he had a grade 3 MCL sprain, which if you don't know what that means he was one wrong step into tearing his MCL. That's what a grade 3 sprain is. Anytime
Yeah.
you sprain anything, you have partially tore your ligament. You sprain your ankle, guess what? You partially tore a ligament in your ankle. That's what a sprain is. And a grade 3 means you can't even put pressure on it without possibly tearing it. And the fact that he was still able to go, even though we all have our own mixed opinions about him, but the simple fact that he was still willing to try to go back into the game after that happened lets you know how tough he was.
Yeah, he was a
Because
tough
I
player.
actually
He was a
like
tough kind of a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
It's
tough.
just the only thing he didn't have good leadership. That's the only thing. He was tough, but he didn't have good leadership.
He
Look,
probably he probably had that too, but it just showed that he did it differently. I think he actually cared. Yeah.
All I'll say is this: people say, "Oh, you think Jay Cutler would have won you the game? Oh, his backup played better than him." Well, no shit, his backup played better than him because to be completely honest, if Jay Cutler was hurt, it was you mentioned Jay Cutler was playing the whole game hurt. I mean, like,
Yeah,
what do you
because
expect?
he got hurt. He got hurt in the first series. He got sacked because remember, a lot of people forget that offensive line that year was horrible, way worse than our offensive line. Like I'm talking, like y'all think Charles Leno was bad. Y'all already forgot about Jamarcus Webb, didn't you?
Oh, I remember Jamarcus Webb. He was
Right,
god
that's
awful.
what I'm
Man, he
saying.
worse than
We
Leno.
had Jamarcus Webb on
Webb.
the squad that year.
Oh my god, that dude was
That's what I'm
god awful.
saying.
Okay.
I think he's the one who gave up the sack that led up to Cutler getting hurt. So that's why I'm
Nah, the
like, that's
worst
why I
lineman
had to
in Bears
remind
history
Kofi.
was Rashawn Coward.
Not as bad as Jamarcus Webb.
I think Rashad Coward better than Webb.
No,
right,
Coward
because
didn't
Webb,
care.
because you got to remember Webb gave up. I think he gave up like 3.5 sacks to Jared Allen.
That I remember one game
that
I remember one game Cutler yelled at his ass. Get your head out your ass.
Yeah, he did.
What a guy.
Cutler went off on him.
Just
I would
like
have
he
done
told
the same
Mike Marks,
thing, bro.
Huh?
just like he told Mike, tell Mike he ain't shit.
Yeah.
I think that's what started the whole Smoking Jay thing because Cutler didn't give a F.
Yeah.
See, I'll just say this: Cutler cared. Cutler cared all the way until, to me, all the way until after the Mark Trestman era, because he was unhappy. He was unhappy with Lovie Smith, but I think that as time went on, he regretted not taking up for Lovie Smith. Pretty sure he was like, "Damn, if those guys were still here, the team, like I might not have the receivers I wanted, but the defense still be intact, and I was still winning games." Because right after Lovie Smith left, he didn't win another game. Like he didn't have another right. He didn't have another 10-win season after that. I think the most wins he had after that was 6. No,
not even 6, 5.
8 games. Because the first year Mark Trestman after that was it. That was from 2013 to 2013 to 2017. 2016. Yeah, that was it for him.
That was it. Yeah, 2016. Yeah.
Yeah, I about to say.
Anyway, guys, I'm about to end this stream. Anyway, guys, I'm about to end this stream right now, and hopefully we're gonna do this again. I got my boy Jonah Pitney, my man Ghost of Judah Tribe, the king of trash talking. And you got Michael M, the freaking Packers trash talker. But anyway, guys, I'll see you again, and next time I'll do it again. All right, guys.
All
Peace.
right.
I'm out.
As always, bear down, people.
Bear down,
Bear down.
Chicago
Bear
Bears.
down.
Motherfuckers! All right, I'm out. Oh, okay. All right.